Morning, you guys. I am here today to give you a message on envy because I think a lot of us struggle with it, and I recently had an awesome victory in my life that took a long time to get to, but the last few days has just been so great that I had to share it with you so you can maybe walk through your struggles that you might have with envy. So, first, I want to give you a verse. I'm using the Amplified Bible, so there will be a couple extra words to it. James 3:16, for wherever there is jealousy, envy, contention, rivalry, and selfish ambition, there will also be confusion, unrest, disharmony, rebellion, and all sorts of evil and vile practices. So here's the story. So yesterday I was at this workshop. I was at a women's entrepreneurship event at St. Mary's, and I went to a workshop called You Were Made to Fly. My friend Tammy Wiseweaver ran it, and she owns a studio here in Granger called Be Present, and she is just a total light in our community, and she is so talented in fitness. I mean, she is just gifted with the moves she has. I have no idea where she pulls them. It's like she's a writer, but she does it with her moves. So she is a gifted person in our community, and we're so lucky to have her. And so I got to be at her talk, and she talked really about how she had to push through her fear, and how she had to push through her fear. She wouldn't be where she is today, and women wouldn't have gotten the help that they needed if she hadn't done that. So it was total inspiration. Now, I want you to jump back to a few years ago. I've known her for a few years, and I have watched her success rise, shall we say, from behind my computer. As I was going through struggles in my life, all the things that we've had going on, I was watching her success happen in the newsfeed. And I was envious. I was envious of her business skill and her how fast it seemed that she was growing in her business, which I know that it took a lot of work, and it's never a fast process. But I was envying her, and my husband would always say to me, "Honey, you guys are two totally different people," and I'd be like, "Yeah, whatever." But it's taken me this long to get it. So when I realized that it wasn't a good thing for me, that there was envy, I knew it was my biggest block. I knew God had to do some work in me. So I really spent some time and gave it to God so He could really push me through it. And I emphasize again the word through, my favorite word, because it was icky and I didn't like the feeling, and I didn't want to walk through it because I'd rather just be envious and never face it. But what does that do for us? Absolutely nothing. So I asked God to heal my heart of this envy, and it wasn't an instant thing. It was there, but it did take a little time. And eventually, um, I was able to write her a note and then show up for one of her classes, which was amazing. I was so fearful, but once I literally walked through those doors, it was like such a relief. And I kept going to a few classes, and I love going to her classes. And as I've gone, I've learned more and more about how her journey has been in growing this. And it's just been awesome to hear it. And instead of being envious, I am inspired and I am empowered to be exactly who God created me to be. Because it's taken me a while to realize that my gifts are my gifts. She's got her gifts. We all have our gifts. And guess what? We all have different gifts. God created us all uniquely. So, really, when we envy or we compare ourselves to others, it really is completely pointless. It does absolutely nothing for us. So, I want you to not believe the lie of envy. I want you to realize that you have something great in you. And Tabby reminded me of this yesterday. We all have something great in us, and it's up to us whether or not we're going to shine. And, um, you know, remember that you have a gift, and you may not know it, but you do have a gift in you. Um, and also, it's funny because I'm going to read you Hebrews 10, verses 19 to 25. I'm studying Hebrews right now, and I opened it up to this section, and it was just so perfect for what I'm sharing with you today, because it's kind of about forgiveness and how we have to just get rid of these things in our hearts so God can use us and do the work in us that he wants to do. So let me read this to you. Chapter 10, Hebrews, verses 19 to 25. Therefore, brothers, since we have confidence to enter the most holy place by the blood of Jesus, by a new and living way, opened for us through the curtain that is his body, and since we have a great priest over the house of God, let us draw near to God with a sincere heart in full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled to cleanse us from a guilty conscience, and having our bodies washed with pure water. Let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess, for he who promised is faithful. And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds. Let us not give up on meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but let us encourage one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. We are called to persevere. We are called to encourage. We are not called to envy. So, 2 quotes that I found. There's about 700 on Pinterest, so you can go find some yourself. But 2 of them I really liked. One didn't have an author. It says, true confidence has no room for jealousy and envy. When you know you are great, you have no reason to hate. I like that. Kind of rhymes. The other one was from Danielle Laporte, who's another inspiring woman. It says, with envy out of the way, you'll have more room for your own greatness. Is that awesome? I love that. So, okay, that's my little thing today on envy. Go check out those verses, and really, I want you to maybe, if you have it in your life, go to God and maybe take a look at, see if he can reveal to you where that is, so you can let it go and just release it, and shine your light even more for him. Because as I said, and as Tammy reminded me yesterday, we all have a gift. We all have the ability to shine. We just gotta let it shine. Okay, now I sound like, I don't know. All right, I won't sing. You guys have a good day. I love the sun is shining through the window as I give this message. All right, I will talk to you next week. All right, bye-bye.